Hi, Audio Reviews Down Under, back with another review today. Today I'm going to be talking about the Truthear Hexa. Uh, I've already done an unboxing for this one, so I won't be doing an unboxing again. If you want to see the unboxing, you can see my other review, but it's a 1DD, 3BA IM. There's another look at the graph. I shared it in my previous unboxing. I've been listening to it for roughly a week or so. Yeah, want to jump into just what my sort of impressions of the Truthear Hexa. It's got a reasonably tight mid bass, could be warmer and hit a bit harder. The sub bass is a bit rolled off, but enough to feel a bit of rumble in bassy tracks. Female vocals are a little thin, but have a bit of air and are reasonably smooth for the most part. Although they can be a little harsh and sibilant at times with female vocals that are just a little bit thinner. Say, for instance, Aurora, she has quite an airy voice, and they can sometimes come off a little bit harsher, a little thinner. With the Hexa, because it kind of lacks that warmth. Male vocals a little better. They're a touch warmer, maybe a little more sort of pleasant at times. But the soundstage is pretty tall and wide. Not really that much depth in the soundstage though, because of that lack of like prominent sub bass. It's got a nice even tonality to it though. Instrument separation is good. Vocals and instruments are pretty well defined, and separation mids are forward. But they're about the same forwardness as the treble, so it feels relatively balanced. Plenty of detail in the upper treble, has some good shimmer, but can make female vocals slightly sibilant at times, and a little thin on occasions. But for the most part, they're not too bad. I'd prefer a little more warmth overall, and a little more warmth in the vocals. However, they are pretty pleasant for the most part. Not overly harsh, but they can be a little harsh with thinner female vocals. Very occasionally, a hint of sibilance. The drivers have some okay speed in their attack, and pretty okay image and soundstage. I find they're a little fatiguing at times after a few tracks, but they're like technicalities aren't too bad for the price range. If the sub bass was a little more present, it would likely make them a little warmer and have slightly less thinner vocals at times. I think overall they're an okay IM though. They have a good amount of detail and good amount of separation in the vocals and instruments. I did do a comparison between the Hexa and the ZS10 Pro X, which is the closest I have in comparison to, like price range and driver count, that sort of thing. Well, no, they're not exactly the same or anything like that, but they're the closest I had to make a comparison. I found that the ZS10 Pro X is a bit warmer. However, they they do have a slightly more closed-in soundstage compared to the Hexa. I do find them a little fatiguing, the Hexa, after a few songs. But with the ZS10 Pro X, which I can listen to for a longer period of time at higher volumes, I find them a little more pleasing to listen to over longer periods than the Hexa. Anyway, yeah, other comparisons I sort of made between the Hexa and the ZS10 Pro X. Yeah, like I said, the Pro X is a bit warmer overall. Also like the bass a little more at for drums at least. On the ZS10 Pro X, it's a little thicker and warmer. It has a little more depth in the bass than the Hexa does. So it gives it a little more depth overall in comparison to the Hexa. However, the Hexa has better separation and imaging than the ZS10 Pro X does, and a wider soundstage. The ZS10 Pro X feels a little more closed in compared to the Hexa, but I think I'd still like warmer signature of the. I still like the warmer signature of the ZS10 Pro X over the Hexa, and I did notice some male vocals, especially harsh vocals in metal, did sound a little more meatier, warmer, and with the ZS10 Pro X over the Hexa. Yeah, the thicker bass and mids of the ZS10 Pro X, yeah, they kind of help the vocals bring that warmth and a little less harshness and sibilance over the Hexa. With things like bass guitars, I think the Hexa, in comparison to the ZS10 Pro X, the bass guitars seemed a little behind, like the drums and the electric guitars on the Hexa as compared to the ZS10 Pro X. I think for details and imaging, soundstage and separation, I would probably pick the Hexa, but for warmer vocals, even if they feel a little more intimate, I'd probably pick the ZS10 Pro X. Anyway, yeah, that's my general review and thoughts on the Truthear Hexa. I do still like them. I do often listen to them at a lower volume because they do occasionally get a little harsh. I've also been listening with the Yumu DS400 Plus. They scaled up a bit on the DS400 Plus. It's got an S DAC and a little more power than my usual little BTR 3K, which I often use when I'm out and about. I have got some I think they're either KBE or 7 Hertz tips on the Hexa at the moment. They seem to work quite well, but I've also used the Blues Cell Note Zero tips on the Hexa recently. I like them as well on the Hexa. But yeah, they definitely scale up a little bit when you put a little bit more power to them, and the Yumu DS400 Plus has a newer air stack than the BTR 3K. Can't remember which DACs they have. Maybe they're just older versions of a different DAC, and they obviously don't have the power of the Yumu, which has I think something like 140 milliwatts on the unbalanced, and up to 300 milliwatts on the 4.4 Pentacom balanced outputs. So obviously it's going to drive them a bit better. So yeah, I did listen to them for a while before doing this review with the Yumu DS400 Plus, just to get a better idea of the better like capabilities that they have. I often use a bit of EQ, but for the purposes of this review, I didn't use any EQ, just to get a good baseline for the Truthear Hexa. But anyway, I hope this review was to your liking. I hope it was detailed enough, and I hope the sound wasn't too bad. I'm currently still in the process of upgrading my gear. I've just bought a new microphone. Still waiting on, so using this old microphone that came with a set of IMs at the moment. So yeah, sorry for the bad audio, but yeah, still hopefully you guys did enjoy the review. And anyway, I'll be back with another review soon. Planning on getting maybe a couple of new IMs. I still have one on the way, which is the new Keyboom Allure. Hopefully I should have that in 2 or 3 weeks, and yeah, I'll be definitely doing a review on that pretty soon. I might do another little unboxing video when I get the Keyboom Allure. And yeah, I'll sign off now, and thanks for watching, whoever's viewed these videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked my videos. Anyway, thanks guys, really appreciate it, and I'll be back. This is Audio Reviews Down Under, and I'm out of here. See you guys.